The wrestling world exploded with chatter when NIA JAX'S experienced an unexpected wardrobe malfunction during a live broadcast that had production teams scrambling and fans rewinding their screens in disbelief. What happened in those few seconds has become one of the most talked about incidents in recent wrestling entertainment history, and the fallout has revealed just how quickly things can spiral in the age of social media and instant replay. Before we dive into every detail of this shocking moment, make sure to hit that subscribe button because you won't want to miss any of the drama that unfolds in the wrestling universe. The incident occurred during what was supposed to be a routine wrestling segment on live television, but nothing about what transpired turned out to be routine at all. NIA JAX'S, known for her powerful presence and dominant performances in the ring, was participating in a segment that involved physical confrontation with other superstars when her outfit suddenly failed to maintain its structural integrity. The malfunction happened so quickly that even the most attentive viewers almost missed it in real time, but the broadcast cameras caught every frame of the wardrobe failure that would soon become the subject of endless discussion across wrestling forums and social media platforms. The production team's response to the situation demonstrated just how prepared wrestling organizations need to be for unexpected occurrences during live broadcasts. Within mere seconds of the wardrobe slip becoming apparent, the camera angle shifted dramatically, cutting away from the direct view that had captured the malfunction. The speed of this reaction suggested that the production crew monitoring the live feed recognized the situation immediately and implemented their emergency protocols without hesitation. This quick thinking prevented the incident from becoming even more widely broadcast than it already had been, but those crucial seconds had already been transmitted to millions of viewers watching live around the world. What made this situation particularly challenging was the fact that it occurred during a completely live broadcast with no delay mechanism in place to catch such unexpected moments. Unlike some entertainment programs that utilize a 7-second delay precisely to prevent uncomfortable situations from reaching audiences, wrestling broadcasts typically air in real time to preserve the authentic energy and spontaneity that fans love about the product. This commitment to live broadcasting means that when something goes wrong, there is virtually no safety net to prevent it from being seen by the audience, and the production crew must rely entirely on their reflexes and training to mitigate any damage. The immediate aftermath of the incident saw NIA JAX'S handling the situation with remarkable composure and professionalism. Rather than allowing the wardrobe malfunction to derail the entire segment or cause her to break character, she continued with the performance while making subtle adjustments to address the issue. This level of professionalism under pressure showcased exactly why she has maintained her position as one of the most respected performers in the industry despite the various challenges and controversies that have surrounded her career over the years. Her ability to maintain focus and continue delivering her performance even while dealing with such an embarrassing situation spoke volumes about her experience and dedication to her craft. Social media erupted almost instantaneously as viewers who had witnessed the incident began sharing their reactions across every platform imaginable. Twitter threads multiplied within minutes, with fans posting screenshots, commentary, and debates about what they had just seen on their television screens. The hashtags related to the incident began trending immediately, climbing the charts as more and more people joined the conversation and shared their perspectives on the wardrobe malfunction. Some fans expressed sympathy for NIA JAX'S and criticized those who were sharing images or making jokes about the situation, while others engaged in exactly the kind of behavior that the first group was condemning. The wrestling organization found itself in a difficult position regarding how to address the incident publicly. Releasing an official statement risked drawing even more attention to something that might otherwise fade from public consciousness relatively quickly, but remaining silent could be interpreted as indifference to the situation or to the performer who had experienced such an embarrassing moment on live television. The decision about how to handle public relations in such circumstances requires careful consideration of multiple factors, including the wishes of the performer involved, the potential legal implications, and the overall impact on the brand and its relationship with audiences and broadcast partners. Behind the scenes, discussions immediately began about how to prevent similar incidents from occurring in the future. Wardrobe malfunctions in wrestling are not entirely uncommon given the physical nature of the performances and the strain placed on costumes during matches and segments, but they rarely occur in such a visible and dramatic fashion during live broadcasts. The costume department faced questions about quality control procedures, the durability of materials used in performer outfits, and whether additional safeguards could be implemented to ensure that clothing remains secure even during the most physically demanding segments. These conversations extended beyond just the immediate incident to encompass broader questions about performer safety and comfort in the outfits they are required to wear. The legal implications of the broadcast also came under scrutiny, particularly regarding broadcasting standards and regulations that govern what can be shown on television during various time slots. Networks that air wrestling programming must comply with strict guidelines about content, and accidental nudity or wardrobe malfunctions can potentially result in fines or other penalties from regulatory bodies. The fact that this incident occurred during a live broadcast complicated matters because it demonstrated that the exposure was unintentional and not the result of any deliberate choice to air inappropriate content, but regulators still needed to review the circumstances and determine whether any violations had occurred. Fan reactions to the incident revealed deep divisions within the wrestling community about appropriate responses to such situations. Many fans rallied to Nia JAX'S defense, arguing that she deserved respect and privacy rather than having her embarrassing moment turned into entertainment fodder for those who wanted to mock or exploit the situation. These supporters actively reported accounts that were sharing inappropriate images or making crude jokes about the wardrobe malfunction, and they flooded comment sections with messages of support and encouragement. On the other side of the conversation, some individuals seemed to view the incident as just another piece of wrestling entertainment, no different from any other controversial moment that gets dissected and discussed ad nauseum by the fan community. The incident also reignited broader conversations about how female performers in wrestling are treated differently than their male counterparts, particularly when it comes to scrutiny of their appearances and the types of costumes they are expected to wear. Critics pointed out that women's wrestling attire often prioritizes aesthetics over functionality and safety, potentially putting female performers at greater risk of experiencing wardrobe malfunctions during the physically demanding performances they deliver. These critics argued that the industry needs to re-evaluate its approach to costume design for female wrestlers, ensuring that outfits provide adequate coverage and security while still allowing performers the freedom of movement they need to execute their moves safely and effectively. In the days following the incident, several other wrestlers and industry insiders spoke out about their own experiences with wardrobe concerns and malfunctions. These stories revealed that such incidents occur far more frequently than most fans realize, but they typically happen during moments when cameras are not capturing every angle or during house shows and other non-televised events where the audience is limited to those physically present in the arena. The willingness of these individuals to share their experiences helped normalize the conversation around wardrobe malfunctions and reduce some of the stigma that might otherwise have made the situation even more difficult for Nia JAX to navigate. The technical aspects of how the broadcast was handled also became a subject of analysis among media professionals and wrestling fans with backgrounds in television production. Frame-by-frame breakdowns appeared on various platforms as people examined exactly when the production team recognized the problem and how quickly they reacted to change camera angles and minimize the exposure. These analyses generally praised the crew for their swift response while also noting that the very fact such detailed examination was possible demonstrated the challenges of managing live television in an era where viewers can pause, rewind, and scrutinize every single frame of broadcast content. Nia JAX'S history in the wrestling industry added another layer of complexity to how the incident was perceived and discussed. She has been a controversial figure at various points in her career, with some fans criticizing her in-ring work and others defending her as an important representative for women who do not fit the traditional mold of what female wrestlers are expected to look like. This existing divide in fan opinion meant that reactions to the wardrobe malfunction were sometimes colored by pre-existing attitudes toward her as a performer, with supporters more likely to express sympathy and critics more likely to use the incident as ammunition for their negative views. The role of wrestling journalism and content creators in covering the incident also sparked debate. Some news sites and video creators chose to report on the story without sharing any images or detailed descriptions of what had occurred, focusing instead on the response from the organization and the conversations happening within the fan community. Others took a different approach, using clickbait headlines and thumbnail images designed to attract maximum attention regardless of the ethical concerns about publicizing someone's embarrassing moment. This split in coverage approaches reflected broader tensions within wrestling media about the balance between serving audience interest and maintaining ethical standards in reporting. Several weeks after the incident, perspectives continued to evolve as the initial shock wore off and people had time to reflect on what had happened and how various parties had responded. Some fans who had initially engaged in sharing or joking about the incident expressed regret for their actions, acknowledging that they had contributed to making a difficult situation worse for someone who was simply trying to do her job. Others remained unapologetic, arguing that anything that happens on live television becomes fair game for public discussion and that expecting people not to talk about such an obvious and dramatic incident was unrealistic. The long-term impact of the wardrobe malfunction on Nia JAX'S career and public image remains a subject of speculation. Some industry observers suggested that the incident and her professional handling of it might actually enhance her reputation among peers and fans who value composure under pressure, while others worried that it might overshadow her in-ring accomplishments and become the first thing people associate with her name. The reality is that the wrestling industry has seen numerous performers overcome embarrassing moments and controversial incidents to continue building successful careers, and there is no reason to believe that this situation would necessarily define her legacy in the business. The incident serves as a reminder of the unique challenges faced by performers in live entertainment environments where anything can happen and where millions of people are watching every move in real time. The pressure of delivering compelling performances while maintaining awareness of all the technical aspects that could potentially go wrong requires tremendous skill and mental fortitude. When something does go wrong despite everyone's best efforts, the way that performers, production teams, and organizations respond reveals a great deal about their professionalism and their values. As the wrestling world continues to evolve and adapt to changing audience expectations and media landscapes, incidents like this wardrobe malfunction will likely continue to spark intense discussions about appropriate boundaries, ethical behavior, and the responsibilities of everyone involved in creating and consuming wrestling entertainment. The hope is that each such incident can serve as a learning experience that leads to improved practices and greater consideration for the human beings behind the characters we see on our screens. If you found this deep dive into one of wrestling's most talked about moments fascinating and want to stay updated on all the latest developments in the wrestling world, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the stories that have everyone talking.